everyone, I'm Anushri Gupta, aka the Artistic Mystic. Welcome to my channel. This is my third episode, and I want to thank you all for being a part of this journey so far. And I'm sure that you will keep supporting me by lending your ears and eyes to my videos. Subscribe and like now so that you get notified every time I come up with my content. Today, I'm going to talk about my journey into the world of occult, into the world of palmistry. Ever since I was a child, I was a very inquisitive kid. I was always curious to know about the hidden things, to know about what is unknown, to know about things that are beyond obvious, things that can be easily defined. I was always inquisitive, always curious, always wanting to know uh, about weird, strange things, unknown things, hidden things. So my journey into the world of knowing more began way back. What was missing then was my awareness. What was missing then was my awareness about what exactly do I want to know about the unknown. Palmistry, for some reason, was always the branch of occult that I was most intrigued by. I still remember in my high school days, inexplicably, I used to get attracted towards people's palm when I used to travel for long hours, when I was in the train, or I was just sharing a long ride in the bus with co-passengers. I always used to stare at people's palm. I did not know why, but that's what I ended up doing. As years went by, my hunger to know, to learn the occult, to learn palmistry grew and grew. But still, I was too young to understand and grasp it all. I remember my sister, she saw this hunger, she saw this yearning to learn about occult in me. And though she was not so big sister of mine, still she realized my urge to learn the occult and gifted me a book. She was young, I was young, so obviously she gave me a learner's book. But that was a moment I'll never forget because it dazzled me. I felt so empowered that, okay, I've taken step one towards this world. You should know that I am a self-taught palm reader. I did not go into any kind of a tutored setup, or I did not have a mentor who taught me things step by step. I learned it by myself for years. So initially when I started learning it, I was too young. So what used to happen is I used to learn, but I could not get to the crux of it. I could not get into the depth of it because the information that I gathered, it hit me as something so complicated and so complex that I could not retain the information and I couldn't make my own deductions. I could not make my own calculation, analyze effectively, or um, conclude effectively because of my age. And of course, education was at its peak. At that point, I was studying, we were appearing for exams, and I kept getting detached from the subject time and again because of other responsibilities as a student that we all had during that time. But then there were also other issues that I'll come to later. After I got done with my college and I got into music as a profession, then I got a little more time because in liberal arts, even the kind of profession I got into enabled me to be free and to seek whatever I want to seek. Everything is creativity, everything is art. So my profession also enabled my journey into palm reading, into palmistry. So I started I started reading palm extensively. Started doing extensive research. I started going through every information that I can lay my hands on, through books, through articles, through mentors, everywhere, as authentic as possible. Sources of information I could lay my hands on. I went for it and I studied and I studied. But then I realized there is a weird problem that I was facing. So when I was learning palmistry, what you need is, you cannot limit yourself to just pictures and images of palm and the lines and the information. You cannot limit yourself to that, because the moment it will be replaced by a real palm, you won't be able to correlate what you learned through textbook and how would you apply. There will be a huge disconnect, and I sensed it beforehand. So I understood that I have to have access to real palm to study. Now the problem is, I got so desperate to look for palm that I went to my friends, I went to my acquaintances, so that I can grab a look at a real palm. Now, the moment I was doing that, and that was the time I was in the process of teaching myself, right, as extensively as possible, so that I get to the bottom of it and understand this subject and be able to apply effectively and bring about, a discernible difference in people's lives, in their present, in their future. That was my intention all along. But the moment I was asking for someone's palm, since this palm reading has been reduced to such a fad and something so fancy and frivolous, that people got excited. The moment I asked for a palm, they were like, read my palm, read my palm. And they used to get their friends, she can read the palm. And I kept telling them, no, I do not know how to read a palm. I'm learning how to read a palm. But in order to learn how to read one, I need access to real human palm. And that's all the help I'm asking for. But this is where it was a difficult part. And people who want to learn palmistry seriously, I want to warn you about this. This is what will happen, but you have to be very, very clear and tell everyone that I need your palm so that I can study. I do not know it yet. So that was a little bit of a hindrance on my part, but I did not let it stop me, because I wanted to learn. And that's how I am as a person. I'm a go-getter. If I want to learn something, if I want to do the research, I'll do come what may. So that's what I did pretty much. And I kept learning and learning and learning. And then I started reading palm, and I feel so grateful that it kept helping a lot of people. I was bang on with my predictions, and I got really excited, and I was so glad that, okay, this is working. But I never did it professionally. But slowly and steadily, I kept reading palm, and everyone came back with unbelievable feedback. They were touched, and they said everything is bang on, and all the remedies are working. You should do this professionally. Anushri, you should do this professionally. And people telling me repeatedly made me realize that no, I should. Why not? This is something I'm good at, and this is something that I was born to do along with music, because I have always been intuitive, and this was the time for me to break free from the fear of being intuitive. I was always intuitive. I have experienced strange things, but I was always scared to embrace that part of me, because I thought people will treat me differently. I'm different as it is. I'm a little weird. I'm different. I don't want to add to it. But then slowly and steadily, I embraced myself for everything I am. And of course, that doesn't mean blind self-love, by the way. It means accepting gracefully all the gifts I have and being open to work on myself every day to become a better version. That is what I mean by that. So, yes, coming back to taking up, considering palmistry as a serious profession, I started doing it professionally. My clients, actually, who consulted me, they pushed me to take up palmistry professionally, and here I am today. I'm doing this for 4 years now, along with my music, and I feel so complete. And I really feel this was a calling that I needed to attend, and I finally did. So all these research, all the education, all the knowledge that I gathered over years, and my dearest of clients who supported me in the journey, gave me the confidence and the courage. Not just confidence and courage, actually. They told me point blank that you got to do this. And I took it up, and I'm glad I did. And this is how came up PALMSCOPE, my brainchild, my palmistry initiative. I call it PALMSCOPE. And there is already an Instagram page and a Facebook page of PALMSCOPE where my clients can contact me. There is also a PALMSCOPE phone number where clients can get in touch if they want a palm reading from me. I will give a detailed written analysis, a 5-6 pager, where I write myself everything pertaining to their life, success, career, marriage, health, life, everything, every information is written on that report, and that gets followed up by telecounselling session where I talk to the person for an hour over phone and sharing my insights and everything that I need to tell them so that they bring about the attitudinal shift and they embark upon the journey of taking up remedies so that they can better their lives and reach the pinnacle of success and the best version of themselves. That's the entire point of this. So this is how my journey into PALMSCOPE happened, and I wanted to begin my PALMSCOPE podcast with my journey because I remember on my first video somebody had commented that I would love to know about your journey into PALMSCOPE, and I wanted to start my PALMSCOPE podcast answering that very question. So I hope you all enjoyed the talk. A lot more episodes coming up where I will talk about things that are integral to our lives, things that we need to do, we need to realize, changes we need to bring about in our lives to have that core development and evolution and success eventually, the right kind that we need to fulfill ourselves. So that's what I wanted to share with you all. This was the third episode of The Artistic Mystic, and I loved sharing this space with you. I appreciate you being here. Lot more episodes coming up. So I need you all to stay tuned, and I request you all to subscribe to my channel, The Artistic Mystic, and like this video so that this journey keeps on going with you.